Good morning, bird. You look really comfortable out there. Are you having a good day? I'm so glad he's back again, guys. I guess now that the rain has really eased up, the roof cats are going to be regulars again. That's awesome. Hi. Ni hao, everyone. Good morning. So, today's been off to a pretty good start, and that's really wonderful because actually behind the scenes things have been kind of bumpy the last few days, and I didn't really know how to tell you guys because anybody who happens to have chronically ill family members in your life knows that there's just always going to be days that are like tornadoes whipping through your life and an earthquake going through. But years of experience, practice, and a lot of prioritizing joy and just doing things I know are going to fill my heart up and following through on my core values of taking care of my family, taking care of Chips, creating beautiful things, searching out joy, really help to keep you stable. And that's a good thing because yeah, the last few days have actually been pretty kind of earthquake bumpy, and I'm really glad to finally feel like I can sit down and go, whew, all right, we made it through. So yeah, the main channel I feel so bad about because we're still getting some videos out, but nowhere near the Summer in Space event and the Summer of the Wolves event that I really dreamed of, really tackling it and engaging and being interactive with the community. But yeah, those of you who have chronically ill family members know that it's sometimes all hands on deck and you just have your world kind of have the rug pulled out from under your feet for a few days, but you have that really weird relief of it happening so often and you being so used to this and so used to like certain phone calls and certain intensity of emotion that other people have that you feel like you can kind of be the strong point in the storm for everyone, and you can try to just have your healthy boundaries, you can have your unconditional love, and you can follow through on helping your family out how you can. However, it does sometimes put other things completely out of whack, like my schedule for work and my ability to go out and adventure in a foreign city, which I'm here for, but chronic illness doesn't care if I'm on the other side of the world. It didn't care when I was in Hawaii. It doesn't care that I'm in Taipei. And it's just, if you prioritize your family first, some days you just have to accept that even though you had this thing planned, you know what? This thing needs you, this other source needs you. So yeah, a little bit behind on the things that I want to do, but I just wanted to say thank you again to those of you who suggested the Kaizen method and reminded me of the getting things done method. You can look those up if you're interested for productivity, and you guys may really be confused about how I'm talking about productivity and chronic illness and getting things done for our adventures and the main channel and joy. But I really feel like if you feel constantly overwhelmed and swamped, like you're in a tiny little boat and the boat just keeps getting swamped by life and swamped by the things that you're trying to do, that you want to do, and yeah, it's like you're drowning, then actually taking some time to sit down and prioritize the things that matter to you in life and organizing them through more efficient ways of getting things done really helps so much. It actually helps you to be able to make your sense of calm and your sense of joy and happiness a priority. And you can do those things by being more efficient and effective on the things that kind of have to get done so that you can survive, and the structure and the things around you can survive. Because there's nothing I hate more than having lost out in the past on occasions. I flunked out of college 3 times, actually. 3 times because of things that were happening outside of my life that I had to pay attention to. And I really wish at the time I had been able to take care of those things, but still keep up on that institution of being in school and going to the fantastic colleges with all of the accolades that I had at the time, and follow through on those too. And when you have no support system but yourself at the time, that seems almost impossible. But I'm finding now with an amazing support system actually from you guys, and especially from Chips and my sister and my friend Ben, and the just joy I have in my heart supporting me, that I'm able to start looking at those big earthquakes that may have happened, that did happen. I can't beat around the bush. There were some earthquakes this weekend in my family. But I'm able to look at those, and I'm able to look at the things that I want to get done, like go out and adventure with you guys, and make them all happen in the same day, and it feels good. And the reason I'm able to do that is because right at the key of the earthquakes happening is when we were talking about this productivity stuff in the vlog channel, and I looked it up and it was like my saving grace this weekend. So thank you so much for that. I really feel like productivity isn't just a way to work more, it's a way to be able to prioritize the things that matter to you. And it's a way to be able to, if you are a person who has lots of earthquakes that you can't control in your life, like a chronically ill family member whose mental and physical health may suddenly just be like a earthquake that went off, and you have to take care of that, but you still are worried about all these other projects falling apart. Being able to prioritize your life and your time so that you have everything flow easier makes it so when that earthquake happens, you don't have to worry about the things that you so carefully built over here falling apart from the earthquake that's happening over here that you have no control over. So that's what prioritizing and being more efficient with your time can do. It's not so you can get more work done per se, that might be a side effect, but it's so that you can kind of make sure that nothing really falls apart when the unexpected happens. And I've had a lot of unexpected things happen since the beginning of this year, but that's going to be a ramble for later because I feel like it's something very important to talk with you guys about. But I just wanted to say thank you again because it really was like my life raft this weekend. Accidentally having seen a comment going, hey, have you looked up the Kaizen method? It's what I like to use. Looking it up, ending up on lifehacker.com, reading some articles, downloading an ebook, and the next thing you know, the earthquake occurs, and I was able to kind of write it out better than usual, and here we are now. So that was probably kind of confusing and rambly because I can't really talk about the details of things that don't affect me, like my health. I feel like I can mention on the sidelines, like, yeah, this is a thing that happens in my family, but I don't want to just lay their medical history out for the whole world to hear about. That's not nice. But anyway, yeah, there was an earthquake. I'm behind on things, but I feel calm and happy and able to look you guys in the eye and go, and I still think we're going to be able to have an adventure today because of prioritizing and being organized. So I'm working on that today. I'm nowhere near good at it yet. I'm still figuring it out. But thank you once again to the community member who, and I'm really bad with names, so if I have forgotten your name, I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names. It's the worst thing when we go to family reunions because it's like, hi cousin, how are you? And I called my cousin the wrong name at her wedding once and I was so embarrassed. I was, it was her wedding and she comes up to greet me in her gown, and yeah, that's how bad I am with names, okay? I knew all these details about her and I loved her and I got her name wrong. So yeah, just know if I ever forget your name and just go, awesome community person, that's why. But yeah, I'm feeling really good and really grateful because, man, if you guys have ever had a saying or a book or just somebody mentioning something offhand right at the moment when you needed it, and it was literally like your Hail Mary saving grace to your entire mental life at the moment, you know how good I feel right now. So I'm kind of having that day, but I'm figuring out how to roll into the productivity. There's a lot of stuff happening. I want to go out and eat at a vegetarian buffet today with you guys. I'm gonna go get the food. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any video of being in the building and like picking the food. It's just a tiny little room with a small one little buffet table that they set up. It's a little family run buffet and it's all vegetarian food, and I don't speak Chinese. They don't really speak English. You just walk in, you get a little tray, you put the food on it, you get your rice, you walk over and they put it on a little scale to weigh it, and you pay by weight, and then you take it home. So that's what I plan on doing today, and maybe we'll even get a chance to walk around a little bit, but I am very behind on work because of the earthquake, so we will see. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, kind of scattered today. But that's the other thing I'm beginning to have to admit, is that I'm not very efficient with my time lately. I used to be super efficient, but then I was putting too much of a priority on just being efficient with my time because I was always working, and not enough with the priority of hanging out with Chips and sharing my life with him, and it was sucking the joy out of my life. I mean, I didn't even write in my joy journal very much the last few months for a lot of reasons, but we'll talk about that later too. Basically, I'm figuring out how to prioritize the things that are important in my life, and amazingly, the key to that was you guys in the comment section of these vlogs and being able to talk with you. And something about vlogging sort of makes me have to put the lens on my life. Maybe it's condensing down my day, my values, what I'm up to, what I wish to accomplish, and trying to share the best of what I have to offer with you guys within a 20-minute time limit. Something about doing that actually really helps make you focus on what you want out of your day and your priorities. So that's kind of what's going on. Also, I've been a little bit sick lately, but Chips has been amazing. He heard that I had a very bad tummy ache. I still kind of do. I kind of wonder if I'm eating too many noms, but they're like the only thing I have for breakfast. So this is one of the black bean filling noms, vegan actually, that I'm going to be eating for breakfast because we're too scared to use the stove here since it's a gas stove, and I would be fine with it, but Chip says no because we figured out how jerry-rigged like the power and the internet lines are here, so he's a little scared to see just where the gas lines come in. Yeah, the internet line is actually like just a cord looped through and over some rusty outlets I can show you guys later, and when we found that made Chips go, we're not using the stove. So we're probably going to try to get like our own little rice cooker and maybe our own little burner that we can just plug into the wall, but we're not using the stove here because he's nervous about it. Thus I'm reduced to eating mostly noms for breakfast, although I do have my muesli. I should have some of my muesli instead. That might make me feel better. But then again, being in a foreign country, you do just sometimes have your stomach maybe not agree with you, but it was really cute because I was like, I just really don't feel that well. My stomach kind of feels a little odd tonight, and the next thing I know, he had thrown his shoes on, dashed out the door, and gone down to the market, and he brought home 2 different types of tea. He brought home some Pepto-Bismol, which you can actually find, which is very useful, and one of the tea types he brought home is blueberry tea. So he found blueberry tea with black licorice in it because he heard black licorice is supposed to be good for your stomach, and then he was just totally worried about me all night. He's just amazing, guys. He takes very good care of me. But that's kind of where everything's at. Recovering from an earthquake, figuring out my priorities in life thanks to you guys being there in the vlog channel, and rambling at you. But today I'm going to try to get some work done because I am very behind on work. I just finished processing yesterday's vlog. That's how behind I am. I don't want to break my daily streak though. And then if everything works out, one of my priorities that I'm figuring out in my life is making sure that each of my days kind of have 3 major spheres that I step into and step out of depending on what time of the day it is. One of those spheres is my work, being Seri, becoming Seri, and creating all of those adventures. Creation is an act of love and happiness, and I want to remember that angle of it. Not what will people think of this or what can I do to make everyone happy, but coming from it from a place of what makes me feel the joy, that rush of how exciting it is to create as Seri is one of the major spheres of my day now. And then that one goes over here sometimes, and the next sphere is actually Chips, my life with Chips, my family with Chips, my home with Chips. Being able to provide more time for that has made me feel like my world has recentered itself because he should be more of a priority. I shouldn't be letting work be the whole thing. It needs to be both things, and that's fantastic. Already, just in the last 2 or 3 days, he and I have both felt a lot of the strain disappear, a lot more of the light, happy joy and laughter, and not having to go, I haven't done enough Slime Rancher tonight. I need to do this instead of just lay on the couch and read a book while he plays Breath of the Wild. But he needs that kind of downtime where we're not really doing anything, but we're just together a lot. And I was really happy to do that, and to do it without guilt for the first time in a long time because I hadn't gotten enough videos done for the channel. It was awesome, and that's because I'm figuring out my priorities. And then the third thing that I want to make sure I have in every day is a dash of discovery, and that's where you guys come in. That's where I get the excitement of grabbing my vlog camera and heading out the door and trying to find something. And I'm going to try really hard to make sure that happens for at least an hour a day. When I'm home, that's my time walking around the neighborhood and into the woods with you guys. When I'm here, that's my time exploring the streets of Taipei, maybe picking up some food from the vegetarian buffet. And I'm just really happy about that. To know what my priorities are makes everything feel like my feet are centered under myself. And even if the rug was yanked out under my feet from the earthquakes this weekend, I know how to stand up tall and straight and still be able to have a way of just keeping my heart calm. And that is good, because that means I'll still be able to focus on unconditional love and joy and giving that to the people who mean so much to me and I care about so much with. And then I'll have a healthy, calm heart to work from creating joy for the main channel. So it all loops together and it's all kind of a mess in my head right now, but I feel so calm. So thank you guys. I ramble all about that and I told myself I wouldn't because we have things to do today, but I guess it was that important. So yeah, if you're feeling overwhelmed and swamped, then maybe, as weird as it sounds, think about how to be more efficient so that the things that you know need done to keep the structure of safety and the framework of being able to keep calm in your life stable. And then you can start looking at the other priorities you have, like discovery, adventure, joy, and that's really awesome. So thank you guys so much for your help on that in my life, and I hope I can use those skills, and I'm going to try to use those skills to discover some things today. Something tells me today may be one of those this was a ramble and then maybe a peek outside real quick days, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So I'm gonna get to work. Gotta prioritize and be efficient. Yeah, boss. Welcome back. You came back again so quick that I had to put the food out fast. I didn't mean to give you so much. Maybe you don't need to eat all of that, okay? Boss keeps coming down in the morning from her usual hangout spot on the roof, and she comes down so quick for breakfast and lunch today that I don't have time to put them inside of a little container, but hopefully I'll remember to do that later tonight, so that way when she comes back she'll have clean water and the food will be organized so no ants or anything will get into it. But I'm glad to see that she seems calm enough. I mean, she's really close to the door actually, which surprises me. Still doesn't want me to come near the door while she's here, but I actually think it's really fun that we've managed to gain this much trust over the 20 days we've been here now. Hi, boss. I did it! My very first lunch I ever got for myself in Taipei. I'm so proud. I went to the little buffet, I got the little tray, I filled it up. There's some pasta-y noodle things today, lots of delicious broccoli. I love broccoli, in case you guys didn't know. Also, I think these are just like some collard greens. This is actually a seaweed salad, so nori salad. There are some like little fake mock meatballs, because everything there is vegetarian at the least, but I think most of it's also vegan, so I didn't get anything that like had cheese on it or anything that looks like it has butter in it. But Chips and I are kind of a philosophy that at least it's a vegetarian place, so even if there is a little bit of butter hiding in one of these, I think we're okay. And then over here we've got some corn and some lima beans, which are delicious, and I even got myself some rice. I have missed rice so much, so yay! It's kind of a big lunch actually, but this is going to be my main fuel for the day, and then I shall continue my work, which is currently having some hiccups because Spore just crashed on me, so we're working on things. I am so excited to have vegetables again. The om-noms are yummy, but eating bread on a daily basis is definitely not my thing. We've actually really been missing our Buddha bowls while we've been here, and being able to go out to lunch very close to us and just pick from a huge vegetarian buffet like that is so nice. I am just so happy to have some green. Bird is in bird spot, keeping an eye on me and keeping an eye on the Japanese white eyes who will land in the bamboo and then fly off before I can get any video of them curse their adorable little fluff butts. But hi, Bird. Hi. I have to say, a day when Bird is here and sharing the home with me is a day I really feel like all is right in the world and there is balance and peace. So you just rest well, Bird, and watch out for Noble Lady. She picks fights. That was our first little earthquake. The only reason I'm holding a camera and not under a desk or outside is because it's over. But wow, okay, that was our first little earthquake. Nothing to really write home about. I was actually born in Los Angeles. And I was born during an earthquake, no less. My mom was having a C-section and there was actually an earthquake while I was being born. So mom likes to say I came into the world with a bang. But that was an earthquake, alright. For just a second, honestly, it felt like I used to live next to a train track and it felt like a train going past. I'm on the 6th story of a building, so a concrete building. And I'm standing still to fill. And it just kind of feels like, when it happened, like a train's going by, but then it hit me because it was so, I'm so familiar with that mechanical feeling, having lived in that house for like a year. When the train would go by, I was like, wait a second, I'm not in Missouri, there's not a train behind me. And I felt that the room just kind of slides under you a little bit. We do have safety precautions, but as soon as I realized it was happening, it was over, and then I grabbed the camera to tell you guys about it. I will not grab the camera in case of a real earthquake until I am safely and securely outside. Our drill is to actually put on the helmet that's outside and to go away from all of the things that could fall on us over there. So that was pretty interesting, but that was my first little baby earthquake. So it's been a while. I don't remember. I was a baby when I used to be in earthquakes before in California, but that was kind of interesting. Well then, I'm gonna have to ask Chips what he thought about that when he gets back. It didn't even rattle my tea, so that's how little it was, but why do I want to put that in my joy journal? Probably because that was an experience for the day for sure.